What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this prediction video. For this one, we will be looking at the second leg of the second semi-final taking place this week, Wednesday, in the UEFA Champions League on the 8th of May, as Real Madrid host Bayern Munich at the Stadio Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid. Now, the last time these two sides did battle was in the first leg last week, Tuesday on the 30th of April. Both sides had, I would say, different outlooks on the season coming into this one. Real Madrid looked very strong in La Liga, which they managed to wrap up and win this past weekend following Barcelona's 4-2 loss against Girona, while Bayern Munich were left scratching their heads wondering how it was that they could possibly finish a season without a single piece of silverware. It was, however, the away side Real Madrid who opened the scoring in the 24th minute after Toni Kroos plays in a glorious ball and just finds Vinicius Jr., who manages to slot the ball past the keeper. Bayern and Real Madrid both had a fair amount of decent opportunities following that, but in the 53rd minute, Bayern Munich winger Leroy Sané, who was actually a doubt coming into this one, decided that he would take it all on his own, and with a superb solo effort from the right wing, manages to power the ball past the Real Madrid goalkeeper to make it 1-1 on the day. Bayern Munich then fortuitously found the lead after they were awarded a penalty, and Harry Kane stepped up in the 57th minute and made it 2-1 to the home side. But Real Madrid were out there to prove their Champions League credentials, and they too were awarded a penalty in the 83rd minute, Vinicius Jr. stepping up to collect his brace and make it 2-2. And that was how the match ended on the day, 2-2 between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in Munich at the Allianz. Both sides doing so much to win it, putting in so much effort, creating so many great opportunities, but at the end of the day, just not doing enough. But I think when we look at it, we can see that knowing they drew away from home gives Real Madrid an advantage coming into this one. We start off our team analysis with Real Madrid. The last 5 fixtures for Los Blancos have ended in 4 wins and a single draw. Their last match was a 3-0 win against Cadiz in the Spanish La Liga. In their last 5 fixtures, Real Madrid have scored 10 goals and conceded 5. The standout player for Real Madrid this season has got to be Jude Bellingham, a player who I think has to be in the running for the Ballon d'Or this season. 21 goals, 10 assists. Jude Bellingham joined Real Madrid from Borussia Dortmund and just took to it like a duck takes to water. He has a lot of experience playing against Bayern Munich from his time in Germany, and it has shown. Maybe he's not getting the goals, maybe he wasn't as creative as we have come to expect from him, but Jude Bellingham is the kind of player where if you give him enough space and enough time, he will punish you, and he will punish you dearly. Next up, we got to talk about Vinicius Jr. with 21 goals and 11 assists. Vinicius Jr., I think, has been one of those players who just pops up out of nowhere. He could be having the worst game of his life and then just out of nowhere manages to get goals. And that's what Vinicius Jr. brings to the side. He's a player who can turn nothing into something, even if he's putting in a poor performance on the night. So much pace, so much trickery, so much flexibility. A player who can play down the center or out wide on either wing. Vinicius Jr. is just such a threat in this Real Madrid squad. And next up, I want to talk Toni Kroos with 1 goal and 8 assists. The German midfielder used to be on the books of Bayern Munich, and now he finds himself employed by Real Madrid for the last few seasons. And he has done so well, considering that maybe Toni Kroos has a bit of bad blood between him and Bayern Munich, where he was told that he's not Bayern Munich quality, and then he joined Real Madrid and won so many Champions League titles with Los Blancos. Toni Kroos has a fantastic range of passing. It's something that we often don't talk about enough because he plays so deep in. But when he gets gorgeous assists like the one that he got in the first leg here, I think it just is a testament to just how great of a creative player Toni Kroos is. Okay, on to the away side. For Bayern Munich, the last 5 fixtures have ended in 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. Their last match was unfortunately a 3-1 loss away at Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga. In their last 5 fixtures, Bayern Munich have scored 11 and conceded 7. The standout player for Bayern this season is also an English player here in Harry Kane. 44 goals and 11 assists shows that Harry Kane has been the player that Bayern Munich needed to get goals. They've gone through large periods where they don't have enough attacking options because wingers have been injured or just off form. And Harry Kane came in, he picked up the mantle left vacant by players like Mario Gomez and Robert Lewandowski, playing as a pure number 9 but getting assists where it's necessary. I think Harry Kane also is the kind of player who can just get goals when it looks so impossible. Next up, I want to talk Jamal Musiala with 12 goals and 8 assists. I think Jamal Musiala is the future of Bayern Munich. I think this is the player who's going to take up the role that will be left vacant after Thomas Müller retires. I think Jamal Musiala also is I think Bayern Munich's equivalent of Jude Bellingham, just smaller. Not just in stature, but also in how he plays. Where Bellingham is not afraid to go out and get goals, Jamal Musiala plays deeper, dictating things slightly in that number 10 role. But let's not forget, it was Jamal Musiala who scored that crucial goal for Bayern last season that won them the Bundesliga. So don't be surprised if he ends up scoring another goal that leads Bayern to yet another trophy. And finally, I want to talk Upamecano. With 1 goal, Upamecano plays as a centre-back, so we're expecting him to be solid, we're expecting him to be composed, we're expecting him to be cool, calm and collected in the heart of Bayern's defense. But sometimes Upamecano does tend to fly into challenges when he doesn't need to. He does tend to make rash decisions when he gets caught out of position. And I think Real Madrid will be trying to play on that. They're going to try to use it to their advantage, getting players like Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham up in his face and then away from him as quick as possible. And I think Upamecano needs to ensure that he keeps a level head in this one. Okay, on to the head-to-head and the S3M2 verdict. Now, the last 5 fixtures between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid have ended in 2 wins for Real Madrid, 2 draws and 1 win for Bayern Munich. In these last 5 fixtures, Real Madrid have scored 11 and Bayern have scored 10. Interestingly, clean sheets don't exist between these two sides when they play each other. Both sides get up in each other's faces, both sides concede goals, but both sides also score goals. Both have been getting goals in their last 5 fixtures. They're not struggling when it comes to scoring, but I think Real Madrid have obviously stamped their authority in their league, winning La Liga this past weekend after Barcelona lost against Girona. Real Madrid are already celebrating a single trophy, while Bayern have just the Champions League to play for. Real Madrid are playing more dynamically, more fluid, and it's amazing to think that Real Madrid have gotten this far without the services of players like Thibaut Courtois and David Alaba. Courtois did return in the first leg on the bench, but Alaba still seems to be out injured, and he too is a former Bayern Munich player. Bayern on the other team have just been so poor domestically, getting knocked out of the German Cup, basically not really being in the running for the Bundesliga for large periods because of the dominance of Bayer Leverkusen this season. Bayern Munich have looked fragile at the back, they've looked fragile in their midfield, they've conceded goals unnecessarily, like the goals they conceded against Real Madrid. I think if the Bayern backline had been just slightly more on the ball, slightly more alert, I don't think that pass from Toni Kroos would have gotten through them as easily as it did. Obviously, that's not taking away from what a fantastically gorgeous pass that was and what a sublime player Toni Kroos is in being able to find those passes. I think the return of wingers for Bayern Munich is a big factor here. We saw Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry back in the previous fixture, and I think they have to take some time out to get back into the swing of things. They were both out for large periods, and Bayern really struggled without having their attacking wingers. Players who were just so flexible, they could play on either wing, could play down centrally. One-on-one situations very good, but also players who attracted the attention of defenses, thereby freeing up players down the center, guys like Thomas Müller, Jamal Musiala and Harry Kane. I think right now the problem at Bayern is they're just looking so ineffective up front and so fragile at the back. They're looking like they lack creativity, they're just so unimaginative, and it's very disappointing when you think about the quality of players they have at their disposal. This is Bayern's last chance at winning silverware, so the pressure is on. Real Madrid on the other hand are playing free, fluid attacking football, everybody's enjoying themselves and you can see it. Real Madrid will also be very happy to have Thibaut Courtois back, but I think in that Carlo Ancelotti has a different kind of problem. We have seen Lunin put in great performances for Real Madrid in back-to-back weeks, while Courtois was injured. So now Ancelotti has a bit of a dilemma on his hands. Do you put Lunin back on the bench in favor of Courtois, who we know is a quality goalkeeper? Or do you leave Courtois on the bench and just allow Lunin to play because he's done such a fantastic job in Courtois' absence? I think Real Madrid come into this one stronger for multiple reasons. Firstly, when we look at the head-to-head, obviously Real Madrid have more wins. They have scored more goals against Bayern Munich. Real Madrid come into this one with more confidence, having already collected one trophy. Real Madrid come into this one with more wins on the bounce, 4 wins compared to Bayern's 3. More importantly, Real Madrid have not tasted defeat in their last 5 fixtures, while Bayern lost to Stuttgart, and it was a painful loss at that as well. Bayern have struggled against teams that they normally would be instilling fear in, intimidating in, and they've just lost that this season. I think it is a given that Thomas Tuchel will be leaving the Allianz at the end of the season, and I think Bayern Munich fans who think they have a chance here are just being a little too overly optimistic. I think this is not just a case of will Real Madrid win. I think it's just a case of what's the scoreline going to be. Real Madrid have proven that against teams like Barcelona, when you attack them too passionately and too intensely, they can hit you on the counter and punish you very, very badly. I think the final score here is going to end up being Real Madrid 3, Bayern Munich 1. I think Bayern do get a goal. I think whether it's from a set piece or open play, I don't really think it matters. I think they do find the back of the net. I think them just missing other players, I think Kingsley Coman is still out as well, still dents them in terms of what options they have on the bench. I think Bayern do still have the quality to win this fixture, but I think it's just unlikely because Real Madrid come into this one feeling so much better about their season. I think Real Madrid ended up scoring more than 2 with ease. I think they sliced Bayern Munich open the way Toni Kroos displayed he can, but also players like Luka Modric, Tchouameni, Camavinga, they too have potential in them. But I think Real Madrid also concede because I do think that their defense is still looking a little bit fragile. But I do think that the final score here will end up being Real Madrid 3, Bayern Munich 1. Real Madrid just having too much fluidity, too much flexibility, too much confidence in themselves coming into this game, while Bayern Munich seem to be lacking in all those departments. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.